This is Anne Butler, the Book Griffin. Welcome to the podcast. It won't come as a surprise to any of you that I read a lot of books. Sometimes I forget to leave a review immediately after I've finished, but I will get there eventually. If I didn't hate a book, when I come to review it, it can take me some mental to-ing and fro-ing to decide how to rate it. That is, unless it's a story that I absolutely loved. The stories that I love don't have to be technically perfect. They just have to hit the right notes with me at the time I read them. In this episode, I'll talk about just a few of those stories, the ones that I gave 5 stars to on Goodreads or Amazon, and I'll give you brief reasons why I loved them. First, a book of natural history essays written by Stephen J. Gould. The story is called Bully for Brontosaurus. I read this book about 30 years before I got round to rating it. If I read it for the first time today, would I love it? I don't know. But I loved it then for the simple language the author used. His explanation of why men have nipples in the chapter titled Male Nipples and Clitoral Ripples was so entertaining I talked about it for months. Next story, Last Light by Claire Kent. Last Light is Walking Dead without zombies. It is the Book of Eli condensed into a handful of years, or Children of Men set in the US. It's all the action story tropes that I love, with a slow burn romance thrown in. I'm a Claire Kent fan, and for me, this one was one of her best, because the main female character was no pushover, and the hero was not impossibly heroic, nor was he an arsehole. So this story hit the right notes for me. The last title I mention is The Will by Kristen Ashley. Kristen Ashley has been a popular author for years, but I didn't come across any of her work until 2022, which is when I read The Will. I loved the main characters. I loved that they were middle-aged and sexy, and that the main female character was perfectly, happily sexually active without it being made a big deal of. The style of dialogue was new to me, and I liked this, at the time, fresh way of writing characters having conversation. On top of all that, I loved the premise of the story. An elderly relative leaves her beloved granddaughter to her friend, a foul-mouthed, thrice-divorced strip club owner. When the two met, the sparks that followed was so entertaining, this was, without doubt, a 5-star read for me. What about you? Have you read any of the titles I've talked about? Bully for Brontosaurus by Stephen J. Gould, Last Light by Claire Kent, The Will by Kristen Ashley. If you have, how did you rate them and why? Look back through the list of books you've previously read. Pick one title that you gave 5 stars to and say in the comments why with an @ to the author. Thanks for listening. You have just listened to Anne Butler, the Book Griffin. Please hit like if you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to receive notification of new episodes. And you can also find me on Instagram or TikTok by searching for The Book Griffin.